Hello guys, this is the continuation of the video which I had made previously based on chemical formula. Okay, as I mentioned in previous video, this video will focus basically upon two main parameters. One will be the charge on the group of atoms, okay, that is ions specifically, and we will also focus on another point, that is list of various cations and anions. Last video when I was discussing about points, I told there were ions which are positively charged and ions which are negatively charged. So now here you can see the positively charged ions and negatively charged ions. I also explained why positively charged ions were indicated as M by me and why negatively charged ions were indicated as N by me. Okay, so basically positively charged ions are nothing but cations and negatively charged ions are called as anions. Okay, so we saw how compound forms or how the chemical formula of a specific compound is formed. Okay, we also saw this, that M if raised to plus x and N raised to minus y. One more important thing we discussed in last video was that always oppositely charged ions form a bond or form a compound. So this Y moves to the subscript of M and X moves to the subscript of M, resulting in formation of M, Y, N, X. Okay, so this is the compound, this is the basic outline what we had seen in the previous video. Okay, so now I would like to discuss about the group of ions. You can see I have made a list of cations here and list of anions here. These are basic cations and anions which are used all over 9th standard and 10th standard. I have covered maximum of the cations and anions here, okay, with the charges. You can see the list of cations along with zinc, cuprous, cupric, lead, ferrous, ferric, ammonium. Okay. Along with that, you can even see the list of anions in which I have included sulfate, this time sulfite, then nitrate, nitrite, acetate, amino, okay, phosphate, phosphite, carbonate, bicarbonate. Okay, you can even see one more exception included here, that is hydrogen. You can see H is present in cation list as well as in anion list. We will see how is it. Okay, actually H has one electron in outermost shell, and outermost shell has capacity of 2 electrons, so either it can donate 1 electron or accept 1 electron. However, if it donates 1 electron, it gains H plus, and if it accepts, it gains minus. So generally it accepts electrons from metals which are more positive than hydrogen. Therefore, this will be the oxidation state of hydrogen only when it reacts with metals. Okay, so now let's come to the group of atoms. How is the charge on group of atoms? Okay, I have written already the charges or oxidation states, but let's discuss how that comes. If I talk about sulfate, so sulfate has the formula SO4. Let's consider we don't know its charge or oxidation state. Let's start. So I know sulfur is connected to 4 oxygens. Let's make 4 oxygens. Okay, now the bond which is formed between sulfur and oxygen for formation of sulfate is covalent bond. Okay, sulfur S has the atomic number 16, electronic configuration 2, 8, 6. Outermost shell has 6 electrons, so it can share 6 electrons, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now you will observe one thing, I have separated the 5th and 6th electron. What's the reason? The main reason behind this is that it's sulfate, SO4. Already we know the formula of the compound. So SO4, so all 4 oxygens should be linked to sulfur. It means this oxygen by double bond, this oxygen by double bond, this by single, this by single. Now what you can observe, we know oxygen requires 2 electrons to fill its octet. Okay, because oxygen is 8, that is 2, 6. So therefore 2 electrons, see, shared, 2 electrons shared, 1 electron and 1 electron shared. Due to this, actually we know oxygen has -2, but you observe that one of the electron has been given, so therefore this develops a single negative charge over this oxygen as well as over this oxygen, while this both oxygens are completely satisfied. So therefore we can say that SO4 has 1 minus to this oxygen, 1 minus to this oxygen, ultimately resulting in formation of -2. Therefore SO4 should have SO4 -2. Okay, similarly you can go for SO3 also. So Therefore, SO4 has -2 as oxidation state, SO3 has -2 as oxidation state. Okay, then we come to nitrate. Okay, nitrate, that is NO3. Okay, just have a look at this. I'll erase it. Nitrate, NO3. Nitrate involves nitrogen. Okay, nitrogen is 7, that is 2,5. Okay, so this is nitrogen is surrounded by 1, 2, 3 oxygens. Outermost shell has 5 electrons. Again, sharing of electrons will take place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, oxygen already has 2 electrons to share. So double bond, and a single bond. So what do you observe? This oxygen is completely filled. This oxygen is completely filled. This has 1 negative. Therefore, the ultimate charge on NO3 is single minus. Okay. Therefore, again further comes nitrite. Okay. So in this way, whenever we group the atoms, we get a net charge. Okay. Similar is with phosphate. Similar is with phosphite. Okay. However, the bonding in case of phosphite, nitrite and sulfite have different types of arrangements. Okay, so that is not needed for you right now. Even then, if you all need it, you all can mention in comment section. I can explain you even that. Okay, the type of bond formation is slightly different as compared to these. Okay, so therefore we came to know the charges of sulfate, we came to know the charges of nitrate, even of the nitrate and sulfate and discuss. Even phosphate can be said. I will also cover phosphate in that. Phosphorus. Okay, phosphate. So in case of phosphate, it has phosphorus is 15, so it becomes 2, 8, 5. Outermost shell 5 electrons, and how many oxygens are connected to it? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, in this way the 5 electrons are distributed. Therefore, oxygen shares only 1 electron. 3 oxygens share only 1 electron with it. Therefore, each of the oxygen has negative charge, and this oxygen shares 2 electrons, therefore resulting in a double bond. So here you can observe that minus, there is -3. Okay, so therefore phosphate PO4 has -3, or you can also write PO4 3-. Any one can be the indication, not only for phosphate, for any of them. Okay, similar is the case with the carbonate. CO3. Okay, if I consider carbonate, that is CO3, carbon has atomic number 6, that is 2, 4. Okay, so carbon 6, 2, 4. Carbonate has 3 oxygens connected. Carbonate 1, 2, 3. Carbon with 3 oxygens. 4 electrons in outermost shell. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Connection. Okay. So this oxygen is balanced. This has 1 negative. This has 1 negative. Ultimately results in formation of -2. So CO3 carbonate -2. Okay. If I talk about bicarbonate, that is HCO3. In case of HCO3, what will happen? Only this 1 negative will be moved out, and here hydrogen will be attached. Therefore, hydrogen has single positive and oxygen has single negative balance. So only one single negative. Therefore, HCO3 will be only minus. Okay. So I'll just tell you the names of each of them so that it is easy for you all to remember or to form the compounds. Okay. Right. Alright, pay attention. This is fluoride ion, chloride ion, bromide ion, iodide ion, oxide ion, hydroxide ion, OH, sulfide ion, sulfate ion, sulfite, TE. This is sulfite, this is sulfide. Okay, then this is nitride ion, nitrate ion, nitrite ion, T, nitrite, nitride. Okay, amino ion. This is acetate ion. Okay, one more thing, if you see here acetate ion is written as CH3 COO minus. How is that? C double bond O, single bond O. So you can see this oxygen is contained only by single bond. So one bond is remaining, so minus. Therefore CH3 COO minus. This can be also written as RC double bond O minus. R broadens the spectrum. Instead of methyl group, you can take any group. Okay, as this becomes acetate group. Okay, also called as ethanoate group. Okay, by ethanoate group, eth 2 carbons. Noate because it has 2 oxygens also connected. Okay, if you see my previous videos on IUPAC nomenclature, you would understand what does eth or ethane mean. Okay, here you can see RC double bond O minus. So we don't know the total number of carbons. R can be different. Therefore, instead of writing ethanoate group, we can write it as alkanoate group, as R indicates the alkyl group. Okay, so here you can write acetate ion or ethanoate group or ethanoate ion as well as alkanoate ion. Then this is phosphide ion. Okay, this is phosphate ion. This is phosphite ion, similar to nitride, sulfide and nitrite. Then this is carbide. You can say if there is only carbon present, carbide. CO3 minus 2, this will be carbonate, and this is bicarbonate. Okay, fine. Now look here. Here also there are some different oxidation states of a single atom. There are multiple oxidation states here if you observe. Only for some of them. Therefore their names also change. Why am I specifying on that? Because in answer or in the compound they can mention, or in the paper they can mention specific name of compound. You need to join that too. So you can see here, this is lithium ion, sodium ion, potassium ion, magnesium ion, calcium ion, boron ion, aluminium ion, zinc ion. This is Cu plus, it's not Cu plus 2. Here you can observe it has multiple oxidation states. So this is cuprous ion. Okay, this is cupric ion, also written as copper 1 and copper 2. Okay, then this is lead ion. This is ferrous ion, Fe plus 2, and Fe plus 3 is ferric ion, also written as Fe2, Fe3. How I am saying Fe2, Fe3 means Fe. This will be written as in this way too, or it is also written as iron 2 and iron 3. Okay, so this will be Fe3, or so it means this is ferrous, Fe plus 2, and this is ferric, Fe plus 3. This is ammonium ion. Again you can see ammonium ion is group. Okay, so nitrogen connected to 4 hydrogens. Now if you recollect what we have seen till now, so nitrogen has the atomic number, that is 7. So it is 2, 5 outermost shell, 3 electrons required. Okay, so nitrogen already bonds with 3 hydrogens. So all 3 electrons are utilized. However, we see that nitrogen has a lone pair of electrons here. What is it? It is 2, 5. So from these 5, you can see this 1, 2 and 3. 3 electrons are used for bonding with hydrogen, and remaining 2 electrons are remaining. Such 2 electrons which are remaining in pair are called as lone pair of electrons. Lone pair is not only seen in nitrogen but in many other atoms. So this lone pair binds with this H plus ion. One of the electron is given here, resulting in formation of a bond. So therefore this results in giving a positive charge because additionally hydrogen is connected. So this becomes NH4 plus ammonium ion. Okay, all right. So let's start with the formation of compounds with the same principle what I had written before, that is m raised to plus x, n raised to minus y. Y moves here, x moves here. Okay, so now see here, you see that we have written group of atoms. Okay, so first compound, let's consider potassium sulfate. So what will be potassium sulfate now? Potassium is your K as it is. Sulfate is SO4. Now see the oxidation states of both. Potassium K is plus, that is plus 1. Sulfate is minus 2 whole raised to minus 2. Okay. So therefore what will happen? There's no number here, it means there's 1. So this 1 which is present here, this 1 from the superscript of potassium moves to the subscript of whole sulfate SO4, and the 2 part moves from the sulfate's superscript to the subscript of potassium, resulting in formation of K2SO4. Now you can see potassium sulfate, if I generally say, many students write KSO4. Okay, so it's not KSO4, it is K2SO4. Okay, so this is the first compound. Let's take some other compound. Aluminium carbonate. You just need to take specific ions and just cross them. Aluminium, Al plus 3, Al plus 3. Carbonate, CO3 raised to minus 2. Okay, so now what will happen? This 2 here, 3 here on the complete carbonate. Okay, so therefore the compound formed is Al twice CO3 whole thrice. This is aluminium carbonate. Okay, so it's not AlCO3, it is Al2CO3 whole thrice. Okay, so some other compound maybe. Okay, some other compound. Let's take zinc. Zinc acetate or ethanoate. Ethanoate, also called as zinc acetate. Remember, ethanoate is its IUPAC name and acetate is the trivial name or common name. So zinc Zn plus 2, ethanoate CH3 C double bond O whole minus. Right? You can see all compounds which I am forming are between the oppositely charged ions. So now this 2 goes to the minus part, and there is 1 always. Yeah, 1 is moving here. So what happens? Zn bracket open. Now what you are seeing here, pay attention, this oxygen is free end, so zinc will be connected to oxygen. So either write zinc at this side or invert the molecule. Okay, so I invert it. O C double bond O CH3 whole twice. Okay, if I open this and write, it is very interesting. Open this and write, it means zinc is connected to 2 acetate ions. Therefore Zn O C double bond O CH3 O C double bond O CH3. See, this is your zinc ethanoate. It means 2 ethanoates are required to connect with 1 zinc. Okay. So let's take a bit of complex structure now. Okay. Let's go for ammonium salts or ammonium reactants. Okay, let's write ammonium nitrite. Okay. Ammonium nitrite. Okay, ammonium is what? NH4 plus. Nitrite, what is nitrite? NO2 whole minus, and this is NH4 whole positive. So 1 1, right? So this one moves here, this one moves here, resulting in formation of NH4 NO2 ammonium nitrite. Okay, let's write the next compound, that is, do with me guys, do with me. Ferrous sulfate. Ferrous sulfate. Ferrous, what is ferrous? Fe plus 2. Ferrous sulfate, SO4 minus 2. Okay, see the same principle now comes here. This 2 of SO4 moves at the bottom, and this 2 of Fe moves to whole SO4. resulting in formation of a compound that is Fe2SO4 whole twice. So what you can see, both are 2 to what I had said, lowest possible ratio. So both going table of 2, 2 ones are 2 ones are, resulting in formation of a compound FeSO4 ferrous sulfate. Okay, let's go for the next. Let's take a compound cuprous bicarbonate. Cuprous bicarbonate. Cuprous means single plus. So Cu plus bicarbonate HCO3 minus single. So the one from bicarbonate here, one from copper, whole bicarbonate. CuHCO3. Okay. If I talk about magnesium bicarbonate, magnesium Mg plus 2, bicarbonate HCO3 minus. Again the same exchange. Okay, so results in formation of Mg1, so I am not writing 1, HCO3 whole twice. Again the same thing, right? Mg connected to HCO3. Okay, its bonding pattern is a bit different. Okay, this is oxygen, C, 1, 2, 3. See, this is bicarbonate HCO3, MgHCO3 whole twice. This is the actual structure. Okay, fine. So in this way you can form any combinations. Okay, I would suggest you to form approximately 15 to 20 different combinations except what I have taken. Practice it. You can definitely form a compound. Just one ion should be from this end, one ion should be from this end. Okay, I'll take last one example. Okay, and then I'll stop. Last one example will be considered where I'm taking hydrogen in such a way that it is negatively charged. It means I will react the hydrogen with some metal. Okay, if I say calcium hydride, calcium Ca plus 2, hydride, when metals are reacting with hydrogen, always hydrogen is treated negative, so minus 1, Ca1H2, calcium hydride. See, okay, if this is the case, let's take one positive hydrogen also. Hydrogen phosphate. Hydrogen single plus phosphate PO4 whole raised to minus 3. Pay attention here, hydrogen connected to which group, that is what matters. If it is connected to anion, so it is behaving as cation. If it is connected to cation, it will behave as anion. Okay, so this 3, this goes here, so it becomes H3PO4. If you observe, this is nothing but your phosphoric acid. So when you are connecting phosphate with hydrogen, it forms phosphoric acid. If you are connecting phosphite with hydrogen, it forms phosphorus acid. Similarly, when you are connecting hydrogen with sulfate, it forms hydrogen sulfate, sulfuric acid. When you connect with sulfite, it forms sulfurous acid. Okay, so in this way, even nitric acid, nitrous acid, same pattern. Okay, and sorry, I'm taking one more example. I know I said last example, but last one example about hydroxide. So if I talk about a hydroxide, maybe aluminium hydroxide. Aluminium Al plus 3. Hydroxide OH raised to single minus, whole raised to single minus. 3 and 1. Al bracket open OH whole thrice. Aluminum hydroxide. Okay, so in this way you all can make the compounds in an efficient manner. For chemical formula basically of the compounds. I guess I've covered all of the topic. It is useful for standard 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Many of the students even belonging to 12th are not able to do this. They don't know how can we form chemical formula. It is very easy, nothing difficult. Okay. If you all have any doubts, you all can definitely ask me in comment section. Okay. Thank you guys.